Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome. It is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026, 5 p.m. We're going to go ahead and call our meeting to order. This is our regular board meeting. Welcome to everybody, board colleagues. Good to see you all. Dr. Stubblefield, Mr. Goheen, to all of our staff, present and online. Welcome. Good to see you. To all of our visitors who are here, whether you're in person or online, welcome. Great to see you all as well. Before we continue, if you do need an interpreter, we do provide interpretation for our board meetings. Please just let one of our staff members know and we'll help you out with an interpreter. Si usted necesita intérprete, les podemos ayudar con interpretación en esta reunión. Solo déjenos saber y les podemos apoyar con un intérprete. So if you do need an interpreter, please just flag one of our staff members down and we'll have an interpreter for you for today. Again, welcome. Good to see you all. As we do at every board meeting, we'll read our board norms and protocol. As a board, we agree to respect differences of opinions in making decisions for the district, to follow best practices in managing the superintendent and the management of the board itself, to stay on task when conducting business for the district, including while at board meetings, to never surprise the superintendent or each other when conducting official business of the district, to read these norms at the beginning of each board meeting and at board workshops as a reminder of how to conduct our meetings, to continually self-check to determine if we're following our norms when conducting district business. And we've got a full agenda board, so we're going to go ahead and move forward. Ms. Downing, would you please do a roll call?
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, present.
Yolanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, present.
Randy Lopez.
Randy Lopez, present.
Robert Milan Jr.
Robert Milan Jr., present.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, present.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, present.
And Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, present.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve today's regular agenda as presented?
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or discussion on the agenda? Hearing none. Ms. Downing.
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez.
Randy Lopez, yes.
Robert Milan Jr.
Robert Milan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
And Dr. Nguyen.
Nguyen, yes.
Thank you, board. All right, we'll jump right into agenda item 2. This is our recognitions and awards. First up, we do have a special recognition for the Margot Award for Excellence in Practicum Education. So I see Ms. Angela Dunn coming to the podium. Welcome, Ms. Dunn. Glad to have you with us this evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Angela Dunn, the district's behavioral health coordinator, and I'm honored to be here to present such a special recognition today. Each year, the KU School of Social Welfare presents the Margot Award to honor and celebrate outstanding achievements in the field of social work. This year, more than 40 social workers were nominated by MSW Practicum students for being an exceptional practicum instructor. This year's recipient of the Margot Award for Excellence in MSW Advanced Year Practicum Instruction is Kaylee Edwards, our behavioral health social worker at Glory Willis Middle School. Kaylee had planned to be here to receive this award tonight, and
I think her mom is here.
All right.
and has arrived. She's the best. Kaylee was nominated by her intern, KU MSW student William Williams.
Okay.
In Williams' nomination letter, he wrote, Mrs. Edwards strongly advocates for her students and works closely with teachers, administrators, and families to make sure students get what they need. Watching her navigate those relationships showed me how important teamwork is and advocacy are in school social work. Her dedication to students and her willingness to mentor me has really increased my confidence and helped me feel more capable as a future social worker. He also commented, Mrs. Edwards is loved by everyone who is lucky enough to know her and see her be great every day. Whether that's at work helping a child in crisis, advocating for a child who's been written off by the system, raising her own 2 children, or being an open ear for all who need it, Ms. Edwards is the epitome of what good social work is on a daily basis, on and off the clock, and she deserves all the recognition in the world for it. Kaylee, your commitment to William as his teacher and mentor, and your care and support for students, families, and staff that you serve is commendable. Thank you for being you and for your exceptional contributions to the district and to the field of social work.
Together.
Congratulations to you, and thank you, Ms. Dunn. Next, we'll invite Mr. Sam Simmons to come forward as we recognize our spring activities.
Thank you. Good evening, Board President Lopez, Vice President Brownlee Page, Board members, Superintendent Dr. Stubblefield. Always a pleasure to come before the Board to share in the celebration and recognitions of our scholars and scholar athletes. We are going to start by recognizing our national participating team from Sumner Academy, their speech and debate team. From June 13th to June 20th, the Sumner Academy Speech and Debate Team competed at the National Speech and Debate Tournament all the way in Richmond, Virginia. This was Sumner's 34th appearance at the national tournament for our high school scholars, and this year they also took along some 8th graders for that experience, so that is amazing for those young scholars. To acknowledge those scholars that participated, we're going to start with our seniors, and we have several were not able to make it due to prior engagements. Some chose to go to work this evening, but that's fine. We understand that. Our seniors that are here, one senior, Gabe Andrade. Not able to make it tonight on the senior team, Shireen Sadiji, Silas Brown, and Juan Ontiveros. Sorry, go ahead, yep. We do have from our junior team, Lily Woolard. And a couple juniors that could not make it today, Jacob Moses and Jonathan Santos. Sophomores that are here this evening, just one, Jimena Laguna. Not able to make it, Estelle Fuentes. And our entire 8th grade team is here, 4 young scholars, starting with Kingston Malone, Dulce Chacon, Gracelyn Shair, and Phaedra Brewer.
All right.
Our national team is coached by second-year head coach Zachary Johnson. Overall, our scholars competed in dozens of rounds over 4 days of competition, performing in front of teams and spectators from across the entire country. We are extremely proud of their accomplishments, their performances, and for representing themselves, their families, Sumner Academy, and our great district. Congratulations, scholars, on a successful season and participation in the National Speech and Debate Tournament. The last group of scholars that we will acknowledge today is our All-State scholars for girls soccer coming from the Sumner Academy team. We have 4 young ladies that made the All-State team, and to make the All-State, you have to be voted by coaches from across the metropolitan area, and across the entire state to make the All-State team. And we have 4 scholars making the All-State 5A team, starting with sophomore midfield, making the first team, Flor Vidal. Making the first team, sophomore forward, Abby Robledo. Making honorable mention, junior midfield, Anadi Aguirre. And also making the honorable mention, midfield, sophomore, Paulina Perez.
All right.
And the Sumner Academy girls soccer team is coached by head coach Megan Schmidt. This team has experienced a lot of success these last couple years, and we're looking to have even more numbers on the All-State team next year. Congratulations, ladies.
Congratulations to all of our scholar athletes and to our debaters. Awesome job to their coaches, their staff, and to all their families and everyone who supports them. So excited and so very proud of all of you. Congratulations. All right, we'll jump into our next portion of our agenda, item 3, community comment. As a reminder, all are welcome to give comment to be placed on the agenda. Speakers must let the board clerk know no later than noon the day prior to the board meeting. The speakers, please sign in. There's a clipboard when you approach the podium. If you could sign in just so we have that for the record. You'll have 3 minutes. Please state your name at the beginning of your time, and then your time will start. I will let you know when you have about 60 seconds, 45 seconds, or 30 seconds left in your time. And then at 3 minutes, I will let you know your time is up. And we'll let you finish your statement, but then we'll ask you to cede your time. So we have a few folks who have signed up for public comment tonight. First would invite Miss Sarah Lynch to the podium. Oh, okay. She may have gone to the restroom. So, oh, there she is. Okay. Hello, Miss Lynch.
Good evening, members of the board.
Good evening.
So you already know my name and you know my advocacy. Tonight, I am urging you to maintain revenue neutrality as you work through this budget process, and here's why. As you consider where these funds should be extended and where costs should be reduced, I ask that you keep both students, as I consider the cost of running. I ask that you keep both students and teachers in mind and at the forefront of every decision. Over the past several weeks, I have spoken with a number of educators across the district. They have needs, they have concerns, and many are hesitant to bring those concerns directly to you because they fear negative consequences. That should never be the culture in a district that values transparency and collaboration. The purpose of this district is to educate, support, and prepare our students for success. And the people on the front lines of that mission are our teachers. Yet, what I continue to hear is not simply a lack of resources, but a lack of support. Constant focus on shortcomings without meaningful assistance to address that erodes their morale. And when educators feel unheard, unsupported, overwhelmed, all of the above, students ultimately feel those effects as well. And this is not simply a question of funding. It is a question of management, priorities, and allocation. As I listened to yesterday's budget discussion, I found myself wondering whether we are always asking the right question. Before approving any expense, whether it's travel, technology, or administrative costs or anything else, we should be asking, how does this directly advance the district's purpose?
40 seconds.
How does it help students learn? How does it help the teachers teach? And I would also like to ask the board to carefully consider the ongoing implementation of block scheduling, just while we're on this conversation. The teachers have shared concerns about increased preparation time that the block scheduling requires, and the need for additional elective offerings, and the challenges that can arise when students spend longer periods in class where interpersonal conflicts already exist. And these operational realities deserve your attention and thoughtful attention as you make the budgetary decisions. Supports teachers create support students.
We're at time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lynch.
Thank you.
Next, I would invite Ms. Louise Lynch, and if we could have the handheld mic for Ms. Lynch, that would be helpful. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. I have a few things to talk about. I am Louise Lynch from Kansas City, Kansas area. And the first thing I want to talk about is some of the comments that were made at yesterday's meeting that were not truthful. And part of the community's problem with this district is that transparency is not there and the honesty is so far gone, it is not even funny. When we talked about that we are only paying for Verizon cell phones for the last 2 years is totally false. In your accounts payable, you have charges all the way through 2025. Monthly subscriptions, data plans. Our superintendent spends $30 every month for a data plan just for herself. How did we not know that that was still going with T-Mobile, not Verizon? So if we're going to talk about what's going on, we need to be honest and upfront. That is not acceptable. The other thing that we talked about yesterday is in regards to the AI. We talked about ChatGPT is free and people are not paying it. Well, as I went through your accounts payable, in 2025, we are paying for ChatGPT for several subscriptions. This district has spent over $11 million since 2023 through 2026 for cell phone usage. No way. Over $15 million for AI. No way. Don't tell me you're working on it. We need it done. Tonight you're voting on revenue neutral. You need to not exceed revenue neutral. This community has had it. They are poor, they are frustrated, and they are tired of the lies, or we're working on it. I can tell you that those that do not vote for revenue neutral, we are watching. We will start the recall process.
40 seconds.
We already know that for 3 of you, we only need 844 signatures. The others, we need just a little over 1,000. The paperwork is filled out. We are ready to go. This is no longer acceptable. And to have a child come to this district and ask for their educational records with their family and be told that this administration's opinion is that they don't need it and therefore they weren't given their own educational records is disgusting. You don't get to tell a family what they need. They didn't ask for your opinion. They asked for their child's records.
We're at time, Ms. Lynch.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, I would invite Cindy Thomas to the podium.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Cindy Thomas, and I live and work here in Wyandotte County. 2 years ago, I stood before this board when many of the same voices on social media were calling teachers groomers, attacking school personnel, and targeting people who stood up in support of LGBTQ students. Unfortunately, we are here again. Tonight, I stand here again as a proud ally of our LGBTQ students, staff, families, and community members. I want them to know that they are valued, that they belong, and that there are people willing to speak up when messages of exclusion are directed at them. First, I want to address the phrase parents' rights because I believe it obscures what this debate is actually about. Most parents, regardless of their beliefs, want their children to be safe, supported, and successful. I support parents. I also support students. I do not believe those things are in conflict. But when you look past the slogans, it becomes clear that this conversation is not really about parents' rights. It is about LGBTQ students and whether they deserve to feel accepted, respected, and safe in all spaces. One of the slogans of the church is, "Jesus is the cure for pride," referencing Pride Month in June. I can wait, but I would ask the board that if I'm interrupted, that my time be added to the end. Whatever meaning that phrase may hold for the people carrying it, LGBTQ students are unlikely to hear it as a message of love and welcome. They hear that a core part of who they are is something that needs to be fixed. Whether that's the intention or not, that's the impact. I also want to address another claim that often surfaces in these conversations, that teachers are somehow encouraging students to change their identities or participating in efforts to influence them behind their parents' backs. As someone who works in schools, that simply does not reflect reality. If I could influence students, I would no longer have to use the phrase, "Please stop running in the hallway." And yet, up to the very last day of school this year, I was still saying it. We are not spending their days trying to shape student identities. Creating a safe environment for students is not the same as indoctrinating them. Respecting a student is not the same as influencing them. The truth is that LGBTQ students and staff exist in every community, including ours. They sit in our classrooms, walk our hallways, join our clubs and teams, attend our churches, and deserve the same sense of safety and belonging as every other student. I know that nothing I say tonight is likely to change the minds of the loudest voices in opposition. That's not why I'm here. I am here because there are LGBTQ students, families, staff members, and community members who are hearing these messages that debate their validity to be who they are. I am here because they need to know that they are not alone.
We're at time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I would invite Daniel Tudon. If I mispronounce your name, I apologize. And then I would ask if the folks in the room, if you could keep the noise down so that folks may give their 3 minutes uninterrupted. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Daniel Tudon, and I'm here today because I want to share something that happened to me as a child here in this district. But before I begin, I would like to show you something.
Underground Rail
Oops, sorry.
conversations. We are more so doing them on a case-by-case basis and giving resources out on a case-by-case basis. So not stopping the work, just not making it so public. That's what we're doing now.
Where can we find the loopholes? Where can we sneak things in? Where can we find the loopholes? Where can we sneak things in? Because, I mean, our assessments are correct. You look at some of these lists of restricted language, and it's like the entire progressive dictionary. What do we have left?
We do have a guideline, and that guideline is an internal document that will not be shared out to the public. It won't even be shared to staff members. Angela, Dr. Stubblefield, Greg Goheen are kind of the gatekeepers. Lisa knows a little bit about it, or spoke a lot about it.
I had a student come out to me in one way or another, and the cutest one was this last kid who came out to me, and he goes, "Dr. H, do you know what a homosexual is?" And I go, "Yes, I do." He goes, "I am one." And I was like, okay. He was really sweet and innocent about it. He's like, "I think I'm gay." And I was like, "Awesome. Like, do you feel safe at home? Are you going to be telling your parents anytime soon?" And he's like, "No, because his dad was a preacher."
When I saw this video on social media, it triggered something in me that I personally experienced in this district. When I heard the words like secrets and private, it immediately brought me back to a traumatic experience I had as a student in elementary school here. In February 2015, a teacher had sexually assaulted me at age 10. And I remember clearly that she said to me, "Don't tell your parents." I was scared, didn't know what to think or feel, so I told our lead principal. My principal gave me a bear to show her where my 4th grade teacher had sexually assaulted me, and I showed her thinking that it was going to stop, but my principal told me the same thing: "Don't tell your parents." As a child, I didn't know how to talk about what happened to me. I didn't know how to process it, and I didn't know how to tell anyone.
35 seconds.
Then I heard something that no child should ever hear is "don't tell your parents." When I heard that phrase in that video, I wasn't surprised because that's exactly what I was told at 10 years old. Imagine being a child being told that not to tell your parents because it might upset them. That's intimidating. It creates fear and it teaches children to stay silent instead of speaking up. What happened to me wasn't fair, and I believe it deserves to be looked into. I hope this district will take my experience seriously and investigate my case. I am grateful that you gave me the opportunity to speak today. However, I do have my concerns.
Thank you.
Thank
Time is
you.
up. Thank you. Next, I would invite excuse me, sir, sir, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Sir, I'm sorry. You were out of order, sir.
He put in an email
Sir.
yesterday and he gets to speak, but yet you took me off the list and I couldn't speak. Just like you did last
Sir.
time.
Sir, I'm gonna ask you again if you could please keep calm, sir.
I emailed you guys on Friday. You saw the email. You ignored
Sir,
the meeting yesterday about us coming. Either you let it
sir, we're gonna ask you to please quiet down. We need to keep calm and in order, please.
You have a mic. I want to make sure you can hear me.
Sir, we're gonna need to keep calm and in order. We're gonna ask you to please do not interrupt the meeting. We will.
Because I have the email.
I was informed that there were no other folks except those that have signed up. So we will place you on the next board agenda. We will place you on the next board agenda, as is our policy. I'm sorry, sir, per our policy.
One of your
Per our,
values, do the right thing.
per our policy, sir. Sir, I'm gonna ask you, sir, I checked, sir. Sir, I'm gonna ask you to please respect the order and decorum of the boardroom. Thank you.
Sorry about that. We'll respect that you're lying.
Next, I would invite Sai Kalako to the podium, please.
You let people come up here and call us homophobes and say all kinds of stuff about our church. It has nothing to do
Sir, please, if you could stop interrupting, thank you. Sai, please come forward.
Good evening, Board.
Good evening.
So tonight I come to you, addressing you probably for the last time. And so I wrote a little letter I want to make sure everyone understands. I've always been a straight shooter with all of you. So here are the facts. Since 2022, the chiefs of police who have served this district and myself have told you in person and in writing exactly what this department was facing. Barriers from the superintendent's office, equipment we can't get, budget cuts and staffing we were forced to eliminate, officers we couldn't keep, positions we couldn't fill, schools we couldn't fully protect. Since September 2025 alone, we've lost nearly a third of our department, and more are leaving. I told you we will not have a police department if this course continues, yet it has, with a surgical precision by this administration. You listened, you did nothing. The burden is now on this board. We told you, we documented it, we have witnesses willing to stand behind every word. God forbid something happens in one of these schools. When that day comes, it will not be on the backs of officers who spent years warning you. It will be on this board. You cannot educate dead children. Board Policy KN does not require an independent investigator when a conflict of interest exists, and it does not stop anyone who has already taken aside from being the final decision maker. I lived through what happens when this gap gets used. It also allows for the person who has an official complaint filed against them to continue to be the reviewer and final decision maker, even after their lies and deceptions were uncovered. That is not a coincidence. That is a designed outcome. HR is allowed to twist opinions and assumptions into fictitious facts and call it evidence. I raised the alarm and filed a complaint. I was met with a threat to dismantle this police department. Everyone in this room knows that's true. One of your fellow board members and a sitting state senator was there to witness this. I'm asking this board to order an independent outside investigation with no ties to this district or to KASB or to the education system into conducting a high-ranking administration investigation. Some of these people are sitting in this room tonight. You can call it retaliation, you call it obstruction, you can call it protecting the wrong people. I'm asking someone with nothing at stake to look at the evidence and call it what it is. There are people in this room tonight who should be the ones facing termination, not me. This
45
district has had 3 chiefs of police in the last 2.5 years, and is about to have the 4th, all under the same superintendent. A wise man once said, if you've been divorced 5 times and everyone else only once, the problem is probably you. This is not a coincidence, it's a pattern. And patterns point to policy failures and leadership above. I'm happy to meet with you right now in executive session with all of the elected officials, members from the audience, and I'll go over the violations committed by this administration. You've been told before, I'm telling you tonight, every day you take no action adds to your own culpability in what has already occurred.
10
We've already
seconds.
handed evidence over to Kansas State, to the state of Kansas, the AG's office, and federal agencies. How would your constituents feel knowing you chose tonight to keep employees who committed criminal acts against this district and its employees
We're at
while
time.
voting to remove the one person who tried to stop it?
We're
What
at
message
time.
does that send to the students of Wyandotte County?
Mr.
Do the wrong
Clacco,
thing
we're
and
at
you're
time.
fine. Do the wrong thing, you're cooked.
Mr. Clacco, we're at time. I'm sorry. Thank you.
I want you to hear this.
We're at time, sir.
You can
Thank
hear
you.
this now, you can hear on the media.
Mr. Clacco, we're at time. Thank you.
I don't want us to be in a situation where.
Mr. Clacco, we are at time. Please. Mr. Clacco, I'm going to ask you to take your seat, please. I'm sorry. We're at time.
I
Thank
just want
you.
to make sure that's on the record.
Next, I'll invite up to the podium Dominic DeRosa. Mr. DeRosa.
Good evening. I'm here
Good evening.
tonight to ask the Board of Education of the Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools to vote in July 26 to exceed the revenue neutral rate. This decision is simply not about taxes. It's about priorities. It's about whether we are willing to invest in our students, our staff, and our public schools, which serve as the foundation for this community. Over the past several years, schools have continued to face rising costs across all areas. Utilities, transportation, materials, health insurance cost more. Recruiting and retaining staff, qualified staff, cost more. At this same time, the needs of our students continue to increase, and the expectation placed on our staff continue to grow. Our staff has continued to showing up for our students every single day. They have supported students academically, emotionally, and socially while navigating staffing shortages, increased student needs, and growing responsibilities. Our students deserve stable schools staffed by experienced professionals who feel respected and supported enough to remain in our district. Voting to exceed revenue neutral would help protect critical student services, classroom programs, extracurricular opportunities, and the staff members who make those opportunities possible. It would allow this district to continue to investing in our students and their success instead of simply trying to survive another year of rising costs. And I believe there is an important question that this board needs to answer publicly if they choose not to exceed the revenue neutral rate. What services does this board believe our students do not deserve? So what programs are on the table? Which student supports are considered expendable? What opportunities will our students lose? Because if we don't exceed this revenue neutral rate, reductions will have to happen. And just importantly, what staff positions does this board believe should be reduced in order to make the budget work? Every budget decision reflects the values and priorities of this board. If reductions become necessary, our community deserves honesty and transparency about who and what will be impacted. Strong public schools strengthen our neighborhoods, support our families, attract the businesses, and prepare students for the future. When schools are underfunded, the entire community feels the impact. Our students already deserve more support, not less.
50 seconds.
Our staff are being asked to do more with limited resources, and that's not sustainable. Our students deserve more than simply getting by. They deserve schools that are fully supported, fully staffed, and fully capable of helping every student succeed every day. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We will continue with our agenda. And item 4 is our consent agenda. Board, is there a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda?
So moved.
I second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Downing?
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez.
Randy Lopez, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.
Robert Mylan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
And Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, Board. Next agenda item, item 5, Board discussion. Board, we will continue with our budget conversation from yesterday that's been ongoing throughout the year. Do we have a presentation or is it just Ms. Robinson? So we'll ask Ms. Robinson to come to the podium, who will share some information, and then we'll open the floor to the Board for discussion or questions. Good evening, Ms. Robinson. Or Dr. Robinson.
Yeah, I elevated her yesterday.
Well, if somebody would give me $60,000, I'll make that happen.
To President Lopez and Vice President Brownlee Page, and to our board members-elect and Dr. Stubblefield, our superintendent, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Today, at this meeting, the board will be choosing to vote whether they want to exceed revenue neutral. And what I'd like to say in regard to that is that this opportunity in this moment is really just an expression of intent. We want to say that we intend to exceed whether we choose to do so or not by August 25th. Your final vote will actually happen on August 25th during the budget hearing and revenue neutral hearing. So by voting to exceed revenue neutral today, it allows us more time to have more discussion about the budget and the budget development and things you want to see as priorities between now and then, as well as true numbers that we can put together from what we have decided to bring before the board from our administrative discussions. Today, I also urge you, encourage you, I have no other enticements for you, but I'd like you to go through the considerations and recommendation. I personally, as well as our finance team, are recommending that you vote non-revenue neutral. Vote to exceed revenue neutral. And by that, revenue neutral in and of itself is incumbent upon the local and state revenue based on the property value increases that we have. We've been informed that the watercraft vehicles are no longer taxed. That is an unmeasurable loss, which I shared. But it does contribute to the reduced state LOB funding. And of course, we want to avoid any drastic adjustments to the budget due to the revenue neutral reduction of funds. In the same vein, I also think that our community has a vested interest in us. Yes, we do receive property tax. And in that regard, our property tax, the state has allowed the first $75,000 worth of tax on your property not to be assessed for taxation. And in your budget packet on page 14, there was a slide, and I will reproduce that slide for your retreat for the consideration of reducing the $75,000 from that. Our taxation is 11.5%, and generally on the slide it said if you had $100,000 assessed valuation for your property, you would be paying $11,500. And that equates to $96 per household at $100,000. So that needs to get adjusted. And once we reduce the $75,000 from the $100,000, that's 3/4 less than what what's presented in the slide. So take that into consideration. I know people are hurting. I know that everybody in Wyandotte County, KCK, is not extremely affluent, but our median tax household property valuation is $116,000. And in regard to that, we want to be able to provide our students the best that we can with the funding that is available to them. And with that being said, we also want you take into consideration for your decision-making tonight that we are already experiencing a reduced enrollment impacting the base state aid per pupil funding. We've already been informed about our decrease in federal funding nearing $500,000. We have anticipated increased expenditures that we presented to the tune of $10 million, and those are going up. We will be adding to those that as we have had more conversations with departments and their budgets in regard to other expenses that we had not identified as of yet. To this point, we've identified more things. So the note of having increased operational cost, we know that we already have to fill a gap for our SPED funding. We know that we have a cost of living increase that the board will provide some consideration for. We know that we have legislative mandates that have caused us to pursue more expenses. We also have, let me shift the slide for the public. I guess I'm not in pre. We also know that the board has expressed their interest in the upkeep and maintenance of our schools. We want viable spaces for, to impact our student learning and their development and provide appropriate playground equipment, safe and secure environments, buildings and ground conditions for schools have been shared concerning the major purchases of what's going on at the schools, and as well as interest from our operations team as to their rotations of maintenance and so forth. We have an ongoing uncertainty regarding the changes in the state formula funding, how fast that will come. We anticipate that to be another year out, hopefully. But the school district that elected revenue neutral, we know that some of them have had to close schools. They are experiencing that. But give us the opportunity to focus on increasing our reserves. We know that our lack of reserves has impacted our Moody bond rating just slightly, but we want to continue to look at the efficiencies. You have challenged us to do that. We have been doing that, and we will continue to do that. We want to look to be our evaluation and backfilling positions to right-size the district for the programs and services while we can attract and retain Kansas Public Schools great employees right here. We hire some awesome administrators, and we implore you to take the recommendations that we are making to move this district forward in this opportunity. We need to assess which costs are unavoidable, necessary costs to operate. Yes, not everybody can be super thin lean. We are doing our best. But we want to continue to contract evaluations for our effectiveness of all the services that we are paying for. But we also need to have a budget-conscious culture, and that takes training and monitoring, not just with our administration and our staff, but also with you guys as the board. So as we present things, we want this congruency of information that needs to happen so that everybody's on the same page and we are able to do a good job for our students. We want to meet the need as well as maximize the use of the funds available for our students. So I implore you this evening to vote to exceed revenue neutral, and then we will move forward together. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson. And again, just for folks who were listening, again for the board, the staff is recommending that tonight we vote to, with the intent to exceed revenue neutral. It doesn't lock us in to exceeding revenue neutral tonight. That will happen. We're mandated by law to have a hearing, revenue neutral hearing, and then a final vote, which would take place on August 25th if the board decided to move forward with the intent to exceed tonight. It doesn't lock us into anything, gives staff an opportunity to continue these conversations, but it is what the will of the board will be. So you've heard some information. We had some discussion yesterday. Board will open the floor for discussion, questions from Ms. Robinson, discussion amongst the board. There is a recommendation on the floor to exceed revenue neutral tonight. So I will open the floor for the board.
Well, I'll start.
Dr. Nguyen, yes, please.
Hello again.
Hi.
And again, thank you for your cooperation all the time. Look forward, as you said, it is a team effort. It has not been a team effort. I have been on this board a few years and have had challenges with that request to exceed, with the practice of giving substantial raises without any input from the board. So I welcome your comments as far as moving forward, and with that spirit. My comments yesterday and my comments this evening, my comments going forward will continue to be that we're members of the community. Our tax base is not Johnson County.
Absolutely.
So when you say the median home value, help us, what's the median salary in the Kansas City, Kansas district? See, people act like the Legends pays for our taxes. But we're Kansas City, Kansas. We're not Piper, we're not Edwardsville, we're not Bonner. So the boundaries of Kansas City, Kansas for this school district, that's the tax base. So do you have any info on what's the median salary?
I do not at this time.
Okay, so.
Are you aware of that?
I was aware of it, but I don't have current.
Okay.
And part of the reason is that we don't have those people, we haven't had those people provide us on our staff, although I haven't asked our staff.
Noted. You
Noted.
have now
So-
asked your
So, I mean,
staff.
transparency, I'm gonna, I can tell the truth all day long, as my mom would tell
And
me.
that's cool.
Okay.
We will take that into consideration to provide that information.
So help me understand, when you have on page, well, let's back up. And I made this statement to the board yesterday, in the meeting yesterday. I will not support voting to exceed revenue neutral. Have not done it for the last couple of years. I would support reducing our tax by 1 mil. And if I'm correct, you help me read your data. Does that mean we would have to reduce the budget by 4 million?
A reduction in 1 mil for supplemental general, yes.
So your slide says 4 million? Okay. And you made a statement, if we did not exceed revenue neutral and just what? Where'd your 8 million come from again?
The 8 million came from, we actually had reduced 2 mil last year. That's where my 8 mil came from.
Okay.
And we actually reduced 2 mil the year before, I believe.
And so, and I had this exchange, did I have the exchange with you last year? I don't believe so.
No.
But if we, for us to, and again, the reality is, yes, if you reduce your budget, that does reduce the amount of state aid you get via what? Via what category on page 9?
We have the general state, supplemental state aid, capital outlay, and the libraries.
Okay. So last year was determined that if you taxed at the budget level, I think it was 5-something million, the total budget, that within that was $67 million of local taxes, correct? You would have it on your sheet from last year, and I'm sure you,
I don't have that in front of me, I'm sorry.
okay. It was, you taxed us $67 million to get $8 million.
Taxed you 67 million?
Yeah. Local option budget
Oh,
and
for our
all
local
those
option budget,
was
yes,
67
okay,
million.
yes, it was,
In
yes.
exchange for 8 million from the state.
That wasn't the only, in exchange for 8 million?
Well, I'll tell you what, you clarify it for us.
Okay.
How does that work? Help us with that formula.
What we do not, we get matched based on what the local taxation is as well. So I should say, we receive money from the state based on the local taxation. And so for supplemental general, that's like 2.6 of every $1 of tax.
Tell you what, as we move forward, we'll pull that form 00 whatever.
Yes.
That shows all of our figures.
Yes.
And the local option that is 33% of the general.
Yes.
Whatever it figured down there was 67 million.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, we receive 183 million in general and 67 in local option
Okay.
from the state.
All right.
But
So
what you
we'll
don't get
verify
from the
that.
state,
We'll verify that so there won't be any gains.
no, there isn't.
All right.
That is true math.
Okay. So help me understand, if we do not exceed revenue neutral, what does that say about, if we had, and we'll just use even numbers, what if we had a $500 million budget last year? What if we stayed at 500 million and not exceed revenue neutral?
Well, the problem we already are facing, we've already.
No, that's not the question. If we stay at 500 million, what does that do to the budget as far as how much, I'm sorry, we didn't ask particularly enough. How much do we lose?
If we stay at 500 million, in terms of what we lose from
State aid.
the local, state
Any
aid,
place.
that depends on what you're doing with your meals. And if
Let's
you
say
are
we
not
do nothing.
touching any meals,
Let's say we
would
do
be
nothing.
where we are today.
It would be where we are
essentially.
today. Now, would we lose any state aid?
No, if you don't touch any meals, no. Our state aid is only reduced by our student count at this point.
Okay.
But we also are facing additional expenditures that we aren't accounting for in that money that we don't have right now.
Okay, and that's only if you spend it. But let's say we keep the budget the same level, we keep the spending the same level, we do not, and we keep, and that would
And
be.
unfortunately, our spending will not be at the same level
But
because
no,
we've already
ma'am,
been faced.
excuse me, I know, with respect, if the condition is we don't spend any more dimes, if we don't spend any more millions of dollars.
Meaning
see,
that,
that's why-
meaning
why-
that the $10 million that we already know we're going to be faced, that we haven't been faced with this year, we would have to get rid of $10 million in expenses that already exist to be able to stay in the same place.
Well, we could talk about that, because if we looked at that chart, part of that 10 million, I'm not going to say it's not 7 million, but part of that 10 million has the additional SPED money,
Yes,
increasing it up to,
but SPED also increased as well.
no.
Maintenance of effort.
I know,
yes.
everything increases. Price of a hamburger increases,
And that's a cost I can't change.
and nobody's asking us to. I'm just saying, let's put it all out here on the table, because what I'm saying is that we get this story that if you don't exceed revenue neutral, the sky is going to fall, and that we're all going to go under.
Well, the thing is that the money that you don't receive from the state is just allocated to another school district. So we are losing out.
Perhaps.
No, perhaps.
No,
Yes.
perhaps. Because we know the conversation up in Topeka,
It's not going to come here.
and it may not go anyplace. I mean, if you look at the real people sitting at the table when we're dividing up the money, they don't want to spend anything on public schools.
But we ask ourselves, why would you give up the money we need to support our student
Exactly.
environment? Why would we do that?
And my answer is, we give it up in those 3 areas that I talked about yesterday that do not impact employment. I heard the gentleman come up here today saying, oh, if you don't exceed revenue neutral, we're going to have to cut positions. We had that conversation last year. We're not looking to cut positions. I'm not looking to cut positions, so I don't want that conversation. I'm not looking for cutting the education. I'm not looking to cut the software. I'm looking to cut the extra food that is on the list that does not deal with lunches. I'm looking at the extra vacations that is perceived as vacations. We already had a conversation, included some professional development. That's very important.
I think that's a bad choice
Okay.
of words, but that's
Oh,
okay.
hey, I'm telling you the perception.
Okay.
We live here.
That's yours.
We hear from the community. I'm in the community. So I'm saying, I'm looking at cutting soft costs. Had that conversation with the pastor yesterday.
board
I'm not
has
looking to
passed
take a
that.
sledgehammer. I'm not looking to take a butcher knife. I'm looking to take a scaffold. And it may be 5 million here, it may be 10 million there, it may be something for the data plans, it may be the AI subscriptions. It doesn't impact the educational AI subscriptions. AI is here. So I'm seriously looking at some costs that may cut, that do not. And I'm looking, I don't know
And the
exactly what
board,
page is
for,
it.
the board has
Excuse me.
foregone already a $2 million opportunity that we had to bring NEOs and replace the current devices that we had. And that's an impact that we have right now, of which we could have gotten that savings. Now we have placed that off another year from now, where those devices aren't as valuable as they are in this moment for that exchange. And so we're foregoing some of that money as well because of
Ma'am,
the decisions we make.
You and I
You're right.
know some people have difficulty paying their electric bill. Many of our parents and our students don't have internet. So we've had to pay for hotspots. We've had a community that average salary is average, that we have a lot of our neighbors who are not as fortunate as we are. And
Which
that's
is
what
true.
we all need to take in consideration.
But we also said we're providing that for their education. That is a decision,
All
a
of us
district
need to
decision.
make.
Yes.
And all of us need to have an honest and open conversation with some, and staff
are
gets
trying to
crazy
give
with
them
me when I
good
say
tools
real
to work
numbers. With real numbers. With real numbers, and realizing today's numbers are not tomorrow's numbers. Because
Absolutely.
with the situation, the gasoline's gonna go up. You know,
It is.
so we know real cost. But at what point we say, put the brakes on? Been playing the same story at least for the last 3 or 4 years when we've been dealing with revenue neutral. At some point, let's slow the expansion down. We're not hitting employment. We're not hitting food. We probably need to increase food, but we don't need to hit food for us.
Yeah.
Okay? And so
I
I'm just saying,
understand where you're
let's
coming
look
from.
at what we have, and then just, right now, just 3 areas. 3 areas at a soft cost that we can cut back without impacting SPED, without impacting dual language program. I found your page, page 19. And knowing health insurance is going to go up. But I'm saying, of the 10 million, there may not be a dime here that we can cut. Didn't even choose page 19. Said, I support you 100%. Drastic? So I do not expect to be understood clearly as I make my points. I make the same points every year. It's like a broken record. But at the end of the day, at a certain point, of which I have done it for at least a long time sitting right here, average salaries are not Johnson County, and we cannot pay Johnson County salaries. and we cannot do what Johnson County does. And we've got to respect our taxpayers and realize there's some places where we can make some thoughtful, what did you call it yesterday? I wrote it down. Budget conscious, I teach history, so I remember a little bit. Budget conscious, thoughtful consideration, and start today in
We have already
reevaluating
started
all
that.
of our spending.
We actually have made reductions. And even in the areas that you are asking
And we applaud
for.
you. Yes, and we're going to make more. Dr.
And-
Stubblefield shared with us yesterday. There won't be $3.6 million in cell phones and data plans and accessories like they were 25. They won't be there. We're going to look there. But got to look at the big picture where education is first.
We are.
And
that's
these
the whole
areas,
point. We are
don't
trying
cry
to look
about
at
the
education.
small stuff. Don't cry about it. And that's what people are doing. They're crying. Oh, you're going to take my cell phone. Yeah. May have to keep your job. Because we want to keep the job because you're the valuable person educating our kids. So
Yeah,
I'll
but
stop for a
we
second.
still need to provide people the tools they need to do their jobs.
Exactly. So let's not talk about the software yet. But let's look at some of the software we're buying, make sure people are using them. Okay? So
No, I agree
Miss-
that we have some opportunities.
we have a lot of
And we accept
opportunities.
the challenge for that.
And,
But
and you're,
I am not
you're a fresh
persuaded
one to
that
work with.
that taking away and reducing funding,
Mm-hmm.
as well as reducing our costs when faced with additional costs.
Oh, yeah.
Is the position we need to be in.
Ms. Brownlee Page.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lopez. I just want to say what I said yesterday. I want to be consistent. I think it's important, as Dr. Nguyen has stated, that we think about the people, the working people in this community. I would love for our kids to have everything and anything, but we have to be realistic. We are not Johnson County, and I applaud them. I wish we had people who lived here who were making that kind of money that we can tax to guarantee that we can provide everything. We have to do what we can do. And I think we do need to look into the cell phones, the travel, and the food, and see if there's a way to make it work. And we're not going to be able to give everything, but we want to, and again, it frightens me when I hear people make people feel bad. They're struggling to buy gas, they're struggling to pay their property tax and deal with the high assessments and improve your home. They're struggling. And they asked us, do you even consider we don't make that kind of money? We want our kids to have the best. We're willing to pay, but at some point you do have to be realistic. And no one should make you feel bad if you say, I'm on the school board. I've lived here my whole life. I pay the taxes I wanted, but at some point it's like, hey, we need to slow down. And it doesn't mean that we don't care. And I keep saying to people, don't make them make you feel bad. People are working, they're trying to make this work. But we don't have what some of the surrounding counties. I'm in the legislature, I've tried 3 times to get an earnings tax. We gotta do something, we're breaking our neck trying to figure out, what do we do? Then we come up with the data centers. Well, there's environmental issues, they make a lot of money. How do we make this work? We're struggling trying to keep people safe, trying to figure out a way to come up with more revenues. It's a constant battle. And in Topeka, they say no to everything. And we say, well, shouldn't the counties be able to decide for themselves? And when you look at the budget we got too many people with their hands in our pot. And we have got to stop it. And it doesn't, I'm gonna keep saying this, it doesn't mean that we don't care. We care, but the people are struggling. We had mothers come up here last year and say, hey, we understand, we care, we want our kids to have the best. But hey, we're struggling to pay this light bill. They're struggling to buy gas. They're struggling to buy groceries. And it doesn't, and I will keep saying, it doesn't mean that they don't care. They do care, they don't have it. And we're all trying to make ends meet. But we can't just walk in here, well, we just got to have this. No, we got to stop. We got to think about how we're spending and make sure. And I'm not saying we haven't. We're moving in the right direction. But I still say it. I will continue to vote no on the revenue neutral thing. No, because it's not working for the everyday man. And we got to figure out, we got to cut back somewhere.
Thank you, Ms. Brownlee Page. Mr. Mylan.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. And in respect of what Dr. Nguyen have said, I respect all she said and understand it. Now, here's my question and concern. Well, not a concern, for understanding and clarity. And Dr. Nguyen did mention the 1 meal reduction scenario. So here's my question. If, for clarity, if we were to use scenario 2, is that considered exceeding revenue neutral? Or how does that come into play, or, for lack of a better word, affect us in our going forward for financially? What I'm asking is there something in the middle by not exceeding and exceeding that is a comfortable area that we can operate? Because from my understanding, it's either I understand what you're saying, and that is true. If we don't exceed it, the sky ain't gonna fall in. We still gonna be District 500, still be a board, school's still gonna be open.
Struggling.
Some might close, but it won't. Everything just won't fold up. How much would we lose if we do the scenario 1? And I don't want to confuse my question, but I hoping you understand, Ms. Robinson, what I'm asking. A middle ground here, instead of just a yes, no. In other words, because it seems like it's a yes. If we go yes, it's a pass. If we say no, it's going to be a fail. That's how I'm looking at it. Financial-wise, and structure-wise, employment-wise, education-wise, everything's just gonna go to pot if we don't exceed. This is me talking. Understand it.
These scenarios were developed based on previous year's calculations. And honestly, I have a different perception of what I'd like to recommend. But at this point, not having the information in front of me of what is current, I don't want to give you financial perspective, and which could possibly be incorrect. I would love to be able to say, okay, here's your new scenario 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever you'd like to see, and whatever we'd like to recommend. We have reduced our capital outlay meal. We have reduced the library meal. We have before reduced the supplemental general meal. So in regard to that, I'd like to get the numbers from the state to be able to say what 20 meals looks like and how far apart are we, to be able to provide you some true workable data that you can hang your hat on.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Thank you for that answer. That's helps me with my question.
Yeah, and Ms. Robinson, I guess a couple of things. Thank you for sharing the information, Board. Good conversation, good discussion. I think just a couple of things that I want to share, and then maybe a question. I think we are all on the same page of wanting to look, again, as I said yesterday, to be good stewards of our resources that we have. We were elected to that. We promised to that, and I think everyone on this dais, including administration, including staff, continue to work to find ways for us to be fiscally responsible, good stewards of our resources. I do think that everyone has that intent, and everyone approaches the budget in particular with that mindset of wanting to be good stewards and finding what's best, and where we can make cuts, which you all already have, what you've shared to us. Cuts have been made in the previous years, and in this current budget year that you're working for next year, you've already tasked departments to look for areas of savings. So I think, one, I just want to make clear that staff are already working to find areas where we can save, whether it's travel or food or programs that we're not using, whatever it is, you all are looking at areas where we can save that aren't impacting direct personnel. A challenge is, as you shared, 85% of our budget, I think it was 85%, is personnel. So finding the 4 million or the 8 million or the 1 million with that remaining 15% is difficult, not impossible. And I think that's where we're trying to get to as a board. That's where our conversation is today, is how do we look and how do we ask staff to find areas where we can potentially save some dollars for the district, for the taxpayer, without impacting academic success for our students, without impacting the classrooms and what the teachers have, without impacting any potential increases for staff as well. We already heard that our insurance, medical insurance is going up 11%. Next year, I think it was.
It's actually 9.2%.
9.2%, thank you. So that money has to come from somewhere, and staying revenue neutral, to Ms. Robinson's point, like, we just have to find where that money's coming from in that 500 million, if that's not an exact number, but if that's the budget, right? So we do have to find where those dollars are coming from. If we do stay revenue neutral, there are some things that we will have to cut, and we all do that in our own personal lives, personal checkbooks. Like, we have to be efficient and make best use of our dollars. I also want to just, I think, Ms. Page, you're absolutely right that nobody should be categorized as not caring if you decide to go revenue neutral. I know your heart. I know the folks on this dais, you all care. Everybody is on this dais because we care. I also want to say that if, for those that think a different way, it doesn't mean that they don't care either. So I just want to make sure that folks are on the same page, that we all care about our students, our families, and this community. And just because we have a difference of opinion in whether it's revenue neutral or some other topic, doesn't mean that we don't care. I just want to make that clear, because I believe everybody on this board and on this leadership team and in our district care. So I just want to, I agree with you, and I hate that folks make you feel like you don't care by voting a certain way, because that's not fair to anyone, you or anyone on this board or in this district.
But Mr. Lopez, but let's make sure, because some people in this district have vilified our parents, because if they say no, I think it's too much.
And I agree.
Well, then you don't really care about the kids. That's not fair.
So,
if I'm struggling trying to make ends meet, and most of us are.
I agree.
I want to make sure.
No, absolutely.
We be careful with that.
I agree. And I'm saying nobody should be, and I'm saying nobody should be vilified for their belief, and especially in this, which brings up tension around revenue neutral and budget. No one should be vilified, parents, students, staff, or board members. Ms. Robinson, a question for you, and maybe it's in one of the documents, and if I missed it, apologies. Do you know roughly the total for food, travel? And I know we did something, board, we took action yesterday on limiting travel, which was a step towards finding some savings. But could you tell me, do you have a number of what the total is dollar-wise for food, travel, and cell phones from this past year, current year?
I do not have cell phones. I did look at food today. In total, it is, for Fund 6, was like $724,000, which is a slide I want to provide to the board, but I have not completed it, in that I want to show the number, separate that. I did it by function.
Sure.
So that you can see what's happening in student activity, what's happening in other functions, and that way we can identify the level of staff and what was actually used for staff food versus all the other events. family advocacy days and all these other
Our world
activities that happen
cafes that we
for the,
host and
yes.
things of that nature. Thank you.
So-
Thank you, that's helpful. Last thing I'll say, and then I don't know if somebody else had a question or comment. Again, board, I'll just remind us that today, whatever we decide we're going to move forward with, school will still be open in the fall. You're absolutely right. However, I think today's decision is not something that will hold us if we decide to go revenue, if we decide to, with the intent to exceed revenue neutral. Just a reminder, it does not mean that we will exceed revenue neutral completely in August. That final decision is made on the August 25th board meeting. By statute, we have to declare the intent at this meeting, and what that does is it allows us and staff to really continue to work those dollars, those budget dollars, bring that information to us throughout the summer and leading up to August 25th, so that on August 25th, the board can make an informed decision with as much information that we can have. Whether we want to exceed or not, we can still say no. If we say no today, then that means we will not exceed. If that's the will of the board, it is. But it does not give staff an opportunity to bring additional information on where we might be able to save dollars in our budget for next year. So that I just wanted to remind us of that and level set and just say that today is just an intent. It doesn't hold us to it. August 25th will be when we have a hearing, if we move that route, and have a final vote.
I'm
Dr.
sorry.
Nguyen.
What was your answer to Mr. Lopez's question about food?
724,000, it was around there.
700,000,
Yes.
okay. Like under discretionary spending? What, 700,000 just for this past
Yes.
year? Okay,
The year we're in right now.
I'm sorry?
The current year, the current
26.
budget year.
700,000, okay. And did you know what the cost for cell phones, devices, and accessories, not iPads?
No, I had not looked at that.
Okay.
I did get the total for what the monthly plans are for the cell phones, and it's about, for the entire year, it's like $300,000 for the cell phone plans that are currently on there. That is inclusive, because the phones, I believe, are either a part of the plan or they were paid for, but that's the current, what we would spend annually. And then the rebate, once the phones, since we shared yesterday that we were moving to the Google lines for a majority of the staff, that once, if it's about 500 phones that are turned back in, it would be a one-time savings of about $115,000, just depending on the condition of the phone and the use of the phone. So but that's one-time money. The monthly, say, whatever you would garner from that would be ongoing, because you wouldn't no longer be paying that bill. I also will share, and it's an estimate, and Ms. Robinson can verify it once she splits out the $724,000 on what is spent. The board allocated last year $40, no more than $40 per employee. If you do the simple math, at $40 times 4,000, it's 160,000, I believe. So that can give you a rough estimate. She can verify that and see if it went above or under or around, but that is the amount that was allocated by the board last year through the $40, no more than $40 per staff member. And 4,000 is a high estimate. We don't currently have 4,000 employees, but that's some rough numbers that you can use. And then for travel, she did share that, and I don't know if it's broken down or not previously, it's about $500,000. So those
That was for every fund.
that's for every fund.
For Fund 6, it was like $147,000. And Fund 8 was not very much at all. And most of it was in, the other 200,000 was in federal.
Yeah.
So,
So, but what we can do before the next meeting is actually have she can break down the real numbers, but I just was just wanting to level set
right.
around those 3 areas, just based off of what was allocated and what was shared in previous meetings.
And the reason I asked you that, because looking at some of the numbers that have been given out in some of these core requests, it's the discretionary spending are the direct restaurant catering vendors, the credit cards, the Amazon Marketplace, not the nutritional services. And so that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right.
And of the, you talk about your payment plans and your data plans, the cell phones, the cost for cell phones, devices, and accessories for fiscal year 2025 is $3.6 million. And these are our numbers.
Right.
And so, again, board, once we finish this, I have a proposal to get some of the numbers together so we're talking the same language. So while Mr. Hoda yesterday talking about, I think to Ms. Penn-Hicks' question, Verizon, he was speaking of his department. But we're paying T-Mobile, we're paying Verizon, we're paying AT&T. So there's just in these 3 areas, there are, and whatever numbers, and I'm only working on numbers that we are provided. So we didn't have any other numbers. That 4.2 million, now you can't claim all the 3.6 million because you're still going to have some phones.
Yeah, but
you can claim a lot.
Right. So just a point of clarification, and I don't know if Mr. Carell is online or in here. When those, and if we can see the numbers, when that information is shared with Cora, there are lines beneath it. So.
Oh, sure.
Right. So for cell phones, just cell phone plans, the only cell phone plans for the actual phone is $300,000, and that's for everyone. When you see the other things, we provide hotspots and data plans, but that cost, and we can have TIS break that down to give it to you. The bulk of that $1 million that you're seeing are devices and things that may be included in there.
That's what I said. I said
Right.
cell phone devices and accessories.
Right.
There's a lot in data plans, but I'm just saying, the point I'm making is that, yes, we need to unravel.
So we will,
but
right.
please,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry for disturbing you, but I'm just saying, the point I'm making is, we can find savings. That's the only point I'm making without impacting personnel employment. That's all I'm saying.
And Dr. Nguyen, I mean, from day one, I've never disagreed with you. But what I'm saying to you is when generalizations are made, and I'm going to be very transparent right now because it is very difficult to sit here and listen to people assassinate your character. I'm not saying you did it.
No,
I'm saying,
character's been assassinated.
right,
Yes.
but in this community, it absolutely breaks my heart on a regular basis about how we treat each other, how we talk to one another, and how we all, nobody ever has taken a step back to really try to problem solve and come together without making somebody else the enemy. We're all different in this world, and we all have different experiences that we bring to this community and to this district. But we don't have to demonize one another, nor be disagreeable when we disagree. If this is the collective decision of the board, then we should be able to move forward and do whatever, and whatever the unintended consequences are, we own together. But the reality of it is, we've seen it from the top of this meeting until this point. Somehow, there is a us versus them. We're not one community. And until we can figure that out, won't matter if we go revenue neutral, not go revenue neutral, and people getting up saying we've had this many people or that many people. Everybody has to take a step back and say, how did I contribute to this situation and how can I make it better? And until we do that, you're going to continue this vicious cycle. We're going to continue this whole, like, I'm the enemy and eat one another alive. And there are bigger problems in this world and in this community that we need to figure out. So none of you are my enemy. I don't necessarily agree with the people I live with and love every day, but I do not hang them out to dry. And I'm not saying that, like, I'm talking about all of us being accountable with how we interact with one another. If there is an issue, no one on my team nor me has ever refused to listen to somebody, has ever refused to try to problem solve. Now, the outcome of it, people may not like it, but we, on a regular basis, operate within the confines of the law and the board policy. Have people made mistakes? Absolutely. But we don't give each other enough grace to say, if I make a mistake, and the will of what I want from this community and for this community, we eat one another alive. On a regular basis, somebody stands up there and asks for me to be gone, or board members to be gone, or whatever. We need to stop that. Like, all of us are here by choice. Every one of us are in here by choice because we all have free will and choices. And if we continue, if all of us leave tomorrow, the next group will be here, and we'll be talking about the same thing unless you want to attack these problems differently. So we have no problem giving the information. Where the disconnect is when we explain what the information is, it's automatically assumed that if you're an administrator, you're not telling the truth, or you're like, we have this like plan of protecting ourselves, and that's not it. And we know this is not Johnson County, and we're not asking you to pay Johnson County salaries, because if any of us, majority of us, actually any of our teachers, because there's a shortage of teachers everywhere, they could go to Johnson County. They can go wherever they want. People are choosing to be here because we care about this community. So I'm just asking for us to pause. We can get all of the information. And whatever the board collectively decides, we will operationalize. But we have got to quit demonizing and us versus them and threatening people. Because if we don't, if you continue to do the same things, you're going to continue to get the same results. So at some point, we have got to stop. And knowing that there's so many believers in this room right now, I just really am like, are we really being Christ-like? Are we really giving each other grace if that is what you claim to do? Because how you show up and talk, like, that is just, it's just not okay. And I'm just saying it publicly. It is absolutely not okay how we treat one another, talk to one another, and how, like, it just is so, so I'm just saying we probably need to take a pause and then come back and do what you have to do. But I could not sit here any longer because our teachers show up and do their very best. Our administrators show up and do their very best. Our support staff show up and do their very best. Our kids show up in the best way that they can. And there is no one who wants to see anybody fail. And we really have to quit leading with creating division. It's just not helpful. And that's all I have to say about it.
So in the spirit,
I agree with you 100%.
in the spirit of our board norms and what we discussed at the board retreat board, I'm going to ask us to take a time out, as we talked about in our retreat, and we're going to take a brief 10-minute recess, and we will be back at 6:40. Thank you.
And I agree with you, Dr. Stubblefield, because we've always had an open, honest discussion. But you understand also how We've been tapped.
No,
So,
that's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
that's what I'm saying, so.
everyone. We're going to call us back to order. Looking at our technology folks, are we good to go? Okay, we are good. All right. Let our board come back. Thank you, board. Thank you, everyone, for giving us a quick recess. We'll call back our meeting to order at 6:43 p.m. Thank you, board. I just wanted to, again, in the spirit of our board norms and conversation, you just call it a timeout. I know this is a hard conversation, and it is an important conversation, and I know we all have very many thoughts around how we approach our budget, and that's great. I think that's what helps us be better informed and be better at our job. I do think, and will echo the sentiment from folks at the dais that all folks shared, Ms. Brantley Page and Dr. Nguyen and Dr. Stubblefield, Mr. Everyone at this dais cares. And we have to work together to do what's best for our students, our scholars, our families in this community. And it doesn't help us to work against one another. So I just want to make sure that we know that we're all here to work together because we care and we want to do what's best and right. At the end of the day, we won't always agree on how to get there, but we're going to do what's best and what's right for our students. So we still have Ms. Robinson with us to answer any questions that we might have. And then I don't want to cut us short, but there is a recommendation in front of us with the intent to exceed revenue neutral. Again, that buys us time, and that just means that we have an intent to potentially exceed revenue neutral. It doesn't lock us into that. It gives us the time to make a final vote on August 25th with a potential public hearing if that is the route we go. But that recommendation is on the floor for us to take action on tonight. By statute, we must declare intent to exceed at tonight's meeting if we want to have that option and opportunity. If I misstated anything, Ms. Robinson, please correct me if I misstated any of that. Sorry, Dr. Nguyen. I just want to make sure I had that correct.
Once you go too far.
Thank you. Okay.
Do you have a question for her?
Ms. Penn Hicks, I don't know if you were tapping me because you had a comment. Okay, and then we'll come back to Dr. Nguyen. Ms. Penn Hicks.
Something you said, Mr. Lopez, and I wanted some clarity on it, that regardless of how we vote tonight, I wanted to make sure that our staff continues to look for those efficiencies and savings that we're looking to achieve with this whole process, this budget process. I just want to make sure that the public knows that we will continue to do that throughout this process, regardless of how the vote goes.
Thank you, Ms. Penn Hicks. Dr. Nguyen.
Yes, I have a motion. Get ready, get ready. Ready?
I'm trying.
Okay. I'd like to move to establish a subcommittee to review and recommend policies concerning travel, cell phones, accessory, data plans, AI subscriptions, and other expenditures. And a report will be submitted to the board by July 20th, 2026. And in parentheses, the subcommittee, this is not part of the motion, but this is explanation. Subcommittee would work with staff and review some of these topics and look for savings.
Second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor to establish a subcommittee. We'll open the floor for questions. I do have a question. I'm just curious, Dr. Nguyen, if maybe you could explain, we have a finance committee already established, so how the difference between, and I know finance committee, I don't know if we have an upcoming meeting date, but I'm curious, I just wonder why we would create a different committee versus the finance committee that's already established with 3 board members and staff, and not just task them to do what you just asked.
Finance committee has essentially stopped meeting to to, to use time for budget meetings, and this would just be temporary, more of a temporary committee, just to talk about stuff right now, and to report back before.
By July 20th.
By July 20th, because our board meeting is July 21st.
July 21st, yeah. Okay. Thank you for that explanation. I would be inclined to just rename the Finance Committee or task the Finance Committee with that specific work, since the Finance Committee is already established with 3 board members and staff. Just my opinion. Questions, thoughts, feedback from the rest of the board?
I have a question, if I may. I'm not in disagreement, Dr. Nguyen. I think it's a good idea. This is a suggestion instead of recreating the wheel. Excuse me. And it's not recreate. Well, let me just put it like this.
Reinventing. How about that?
Reinventing.
It's easier.
Okay. Yeah. With us already having committees in place, just suggestion, to have the involvement or put in place a subcommittee to have a person from each one of those committees to be part of this subcommittee. That includes the boundary, finance, academic. What other committees do we have?
The problem with that, Mr. Miles,
Okay.
we'd have more than 3 people on a committee, and that
No.
Mr. Goheen won't let us do that.
Well, no. Maybe I'm saying to have one person from each one of those committees to form the subcommittee.
Some people are.
That was
Okay.
a suggestion.
That is a suggestion. Thank you.
But it should only be 3 people. If it goes beyond 3, it's
Did she say,
considered.
is it 3 though? Did she
Yeah,
say
it
3?
has to be.
Yeah, and you said one
It can
from each
Not
committee.
be more than 3.
Okay, I didn't hear the 3, but she said committee. I just heard the committee.
Oh, okay.
Now, there is some
The staff
crossover.
and board members. That's all I heard.
Let me give you
Okay.
my intent, further intent. We need to probably meet more than the members of the Finance Committee can meet. We would want to, I think we should probably be meeting with staff, like maybe one time before this week is over, maybe one time next week, if you got the time, that you're not in Topeka, another time, to get into some real detail before the 20th. It would require a commitment of more than just one day, one additional day.
Thank you.
And then to be able to come back on the 23rd with a lot of the answers, because we have worked with Ms. Robinson, with Rashid, with Dr. Stubblefield, with others who have kind of shared what they know, what we want, and that you have more clarity. But the composition is just whatever we come up with, 3.
I got you.
Additional questions or comments, feedback?
I do think we need the time. We do need the time to look at these numbers and the budget, and especially where we can make cuts and prioritize. We need the time.
Thank you, Ms. Strickland-Egan's. Additional questions?
It's hard for me to vote on something and we don't have all the information. And this happens to us all the time. And I'm not dogging anybody else. It just happens that when we get here, we get pieces, then we can't meet and some other stuff is going on, then we get some more pieces, and then we're here, got to do this today. Now, I don't think we do that in our personal lives when we're making decisions. I know I don't. I want all the information. I want all the facts so I can make a sound decision. Because they accuse us of not doing it right in the first place. And things happen.
Did you get everything?
But you want to make sure you have the information. And if this is a way we can get the information, let's make it work.
I just want to offer that the statutory deadlines, we don't create them. So you have to vote today either with the intent
No,
or
I
not.
get that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, the average person would say, and I've had some people ask me that, you don't have all the information and you voting? And I know we're saying if we increase it, that'll cover us through. I don't like doing that. For me, I'm not knocking anybody else. I know what the rules are. I get you. I would just like to have the information in advance. I just said for me. I'm not knocking nobody else. But that's what I would like, but that's not the case.
No.
So that's why I think the committee would be a good idea if we can make it work.
Any additional questions? There is a motion and a second on the floor. If there are no additional questions, Ms. Downing, I guess I do have one question. We just have to name the makeup of the board members who would be on that committee. If there are any folks,
I'd like to volunteer.
if this passes, okay. So we'll cross that line after we take this motion or this vote. Ms. Downing, roll call, please.
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, I don't agree with this approach, so my answer is no.
Randy Lopez.
Randy Lopez, again, I think we have a subcommittee already with Finance Committee that can take these issues up. There are already board members named on a committee specific to finances. To add another subcommittee, even if it's a temporary, to me, it seems a little excessive, so I will vote no.
Robert Mylan Jr.
Mylan Jr., no.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
And Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. So I will ask the question, if folks are interested in being on that subcommittee, we can have that conversation. Dr. Nguyen, you had your hand up.
I don't understand your question. I don't understand why you ask. The motion failed.
No, the motion passed.
Okay. Oh,
The motion passed, yes.
4-3.
okay.
4-3. You can be all right.
Okay.
I think I counted right. Okay. So I would ask if folks are interested in being in that subcommittee.
Okay.
So I know we had a few volunteers. I would be interested in that subcommittee, so would Ms. Brownlee Page. Are there other folks interested in that subcommittee? So we've got 5 folks who are interested in the subcommittee. That is too many. I'm sorry?
I'll go out.
So Ms. Strickland Egan's has bowed out. We've got 4 folks interested in the subcommittee.
I'll bow out. Go ahead.
Ms. Brownlee Page, thank you to Ms. Brownlee Page and Ms. Strickland Egan's for allowing us the opportunity to meet. So Dr. Nguyen, myself, and Ms. Penn Hicks will make up the subcommittee. And we will report back, you said by July 20th.
We will need to meet regularly here in person with staff. So if you're not available, it's going to be
Well,
difficult.
I do think AI, as you said earlier, is with us, and I think there is capability to be able to have certain conversations. If folks, and I know you're just looking at me, but if other folks are not available to meet in person, I believe it is incumbent on us to make that available so that they can join the meeting if they are able to.
Well, if for some apparent reason, I'm not looking at anybody, someone can attend, can the 2 of us be reserved? So if you can't, we'll fill in. Dr. Nguyen can't, we can fill in, because we want it done in the spirit
Absolutely.
of
I need to
cooperation.
know.
Absolutely, and I think being virtual does not constitute not being available. So just putting that there as well. Thank you. All right, so we will send, Ms. Downing, if you can work with us to schedule some time and get something so that we can start meeting. Ms. Robinson, I assume you will be a part of that committee as well. And then any other staff, Dr. Stubblefield or other staff that need to be a part of that committee, we'll get to work. Thank you. All right, Board, if there are no other questions for Ms. Robinson, again, there is a recommendation for us that the Kansas City, Kansas Board of Education approve to exceed the revenue neutral rate for the 26-27 fiscal year as submitted by Ms. Robinson and is recommended by Dr. Stubblefield. Again, this recommendation is only for the intent to exceed. It does not hold us to that. That final vote comes in August 25th to be exact. This, if we were to exceed today, allows us time and allows this newly formed subcommittee to work through any additional information that we need to work through to get to a final budget for the next school and fiscal year. There is a recommendation on the floor.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. I will open for discussion or questions. Hearing none. Ms. Downing, again, this is the intent. It does not hold us to this unless we do not exceed, then we are stuck at revenue neutral moving forward, and we do not have an opportunity to change that at the August board meeting. Ms. Downing, roll call.
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, no.
Yolanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, we just put together a subcommittee and we're talking about findings and savings. So, and this is not a final decision. It's not happening until August 25th. My vote is yes.
Randy Lopez.
Randy Lopez, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.
Well, let me see, Robert Mallett Jr., let me say this for our vote. We can be looking at the same thing, but in a different way. A yes allows us more time. A no vote cancels the opportunity to look at this even further, and I agree we need to look at this in more depth. And I don't want to cancel the opportunity. And honestly, right here now, I'm on a limb with this. In 24, I voted no. 25, I voted yes. Right now, I don't know. But I'm going to vote yes, the intent that allows us opportunity, and see where it goes August 25th, and that'll have my final vote. I need to say all that. That's what I wanted to say, so yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
No. Pamela Penn Hicks, no.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, for the same reason that I stated before, we need the time. And when we think about the federal cuts and the reduced enrollment of students and the decrease in federal funds and principals telling us that we need to meet our social and emotional students' needs, increase in transportation and nutrition costs, and us wanting to give our staff a living increase, I'm going to have to vote yes so that we have the time.
And Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, no.
Motion carries. Thank you, board. Okay, next on our agenda, item 6, we have some board updates and potential approvals in front of us tonight, board. First up is our strategic plan.
Now, there's no presentation with this. Several of you have participated in the planning of it along with several community members, staff, and students. What this will do is officially adopt the strategic plan with the understanding that the action teams and the action steps we will bring forward to the board and provide updates on a regular basis. And while this is the document, as we learn and get information back, we may come back with like adjustments, but not changing what the core of it is, just maybe what our actual action steps are.
Thank you. So there is a recommendation the Kansas City, Kansas Board of Education approve the 2026 through 2031 District Strategic Plan Roadmap of the North Star as submitted by Dr. Selena Swillig, Mr. Kevin Hansford, and as recommended by Dr. Anna Stubblefield. Is there a motion to do so today?
Say it again, Randy.
We need there's a recommendation that the Board of Education approve the 26 through 31 District Strategic Plan Roadmap to the North Star.
I move that we approve the strategic plan.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or discussion?
Discussion.
Ms. Brownlee Page.
Okay. When I went through that, what kind of blew my mind, and I think we need to continue to work on the measurement part. We keep using surveys, and I've asked this before. I didn't say I had the answer, but we got to use some other tool unless we figure out a better way to do surveys. Because when you send out 20,000 and get back 154, is that a true measurement of what they think, how they feel? So I would like to see, and I've asked this before, but I didn't get an answer. Can we understand what sort of survey, how they're going to do it? On the academic committee, I've asked a question about surveys. Most of the parents say they would like something on paper, and the response from the district is, it's expensive. I get that. But we've got to figure out, how do we get more people to fill out the surveys? Some of the people said maybe at some of the events, take the surveys with you, have them do it right there and then. That was another suggestion from the parents, because it doesn't make sense to send out a survey and only get 154 out of 20,000. But we keep using it as a tool of measurement. Maybe that's not the right, it's one, and they also had some others, but maybe we shouldn't use surveys. I don't know, unless we figure out how to put them out better and get a better response.
So just a point of clarification, surveys are always going to be there. Different surveys, we get higher return rates. Any family who said they wanted it on paper, we provide it to them on paper. If someone in a meeting generally said we don't automatically put them on paper because that would be expensive, that would be true. But there are families in all of our schools who request newsletters and those kind of things that they receive them.
Well, could that be written in that you will give them an option of having a written one and some examples of how they're going to do it? They just said it was one tool. They used some other stuff. But if we're going to use surveys, can we have more details? What type of surveys? Will you offer paper? Because none of them have ever said in the meeting that I was in and asked this, that they were offered that. I'm just saying what they said.
Yeah.
And I said I would bring it back.
So we'll make sure our principals communicate to their families those options. They have, because we have families who absolutely elect those options. We'll just make sure that every time they share that if they would like it, specifically the surveys that we provide. Now, and if it's something from the state or something that we don't control that goes to them, we may not be able to do it, but we will definitely continue to communicate that.
I'd just like to see us get better numbers and be more creative in the way that we get it out. That's all I'm asking.
We'll look at that.
Thank you, Ms. Brownlee Page. Additional questions, feedback? I'll just say I do appreciate I was able to participate in several of the steering committee meetings and heard feedback. Thank you to the staff, to the community members, to everyone that helped make this strategic plan happen and that put it together. So really want to just say thank you. And it was a lot of time, evening hours, afternoon hours, time out of your day. So thank you for the work that you've put into it. This is an important guide, and I don't want us to just gloss over what the board potentially approving the strategic plan is for the next 5 years. It is our North Star. It is how we will continue to operate and guide as a board and as leadership and as teachers in the classroom, as custodians in the buildings, as cafeteria workers, as everybody in our district will continue to operate so that we can do our very best for all of our students and community members and staff. So I just want to make sure that we understand that we're not just approving a document that goes on the shelf. This is a working document that will guide this board, that will help us achieve what we want to see for our students. So I just wanted to make sure that that was, as we vote, that's what we're voting for, is the guide that will help lead this district through 2031. I know a lot of it is, there's a lot of alignment with what we're currently doing in our current strategic plan. We haven't approved a new strategic plan in several years, so I just wanted to make sure that we understood the importance and the value of what we are voting for here tonight with this plan. So with that, I would ask Ms. Downing to do a roll call, please.
Wanda Brownlee Page,
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark,
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez,
Randy Lopez, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.,
Mylan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks,
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's,
Yeah, I'm proud of the work we did, yes.
and Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Thank you, and I appreciate that commentary, Ms. Strickland Egan's. I think we all should be proud of the work that went into it, the time that went into it, and understand that it is a living document, right? As education changes, as things change in the environment and society, in our classrooms, this document will come back before us so that we can adapt and adopt to the environment around us. So thank you all for the work. Thank you, board, for approving that and moving forward. Next, board, it is recommended the Kansas City, Kansas Board of Education approve the purchase of conscious discipline in the amount of $576,924 from the Title I and significant disproportionality budgets as submitted by Dr. Snyder, Executive Director of Elementary Schools, and Mr. Hansford, Deputy Superintendent, and recommended by Dr. Stubblefield.
I move that we accept the conscious discipline.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or discussion on this item?
I would like to make a comment about conscious discipline. I was very glad to see the focus move from our students who are our young people to the adults who model the behavior that we want our young people to utilize. Conscious discipline does that and gives us all an opportunity to show our young people how to cope and strategize in getting themselves regulated and under, being able to learn how to behave properly and to know how to handle the things that come at them every day. It's important to me that as adults that we do the work first, and I am very pleased to see that conscious discipline does advocate for that and help our children to learn by example how to handle their emotional life.
Thank you, Ms. Penn Hicks. Additional comments or questions? Hearing none, Ms. Downing.
Wanda Brownlee Page,
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark,
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez,
Randy Lopez, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.,
Robert Mylan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks,
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's,
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
and Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Thank you, board. Next on our agenda, it's recommended the Kansas City, Kansas Board of Education approve the proposed guaranteed maximum price, GMP Amendment 2, to the AIA-A133 prime construction contract with Newkirk Novak Construction Partners for the construction of the new Argentine Middle School in the amount of $50,247,685 and overall project budget of $63,159,429 as submitted by Mr. Clements and recommended by Dr. Stubblefield.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Questions, discussion on this item?
Question.
Yes, Ms. Brownlee Page.
Do we ever ask them, we're spending a lot of money, would they give any of our children an internship, a job, or anything?
So they do, the gentleman here, I don't know if they know the exact number, but they do have students who have internships currently. They do come in, and Doug and them will be able to share. Other ways that they are leaning in is through to impact more students. So we've had some preliminary conversations because we have 3DE and our college and career pathways and those kind of things. So they come and do those sorts of things as well. But I'll turn it over to them.
Sure, thank you. Good evening, everybody. I will say that I do emphasize that with all of our construction and architect partners that we're looking for ways to include our students in any way possible. I'm going to turn it over to Jim Snyder with
Newkirk Novak.
Newkirk Novak, sorry.
Good evening, Board.
Good evening.
Yes, to answer your question, we do have interns. We've done that with other school districts. I think we've even, I forget the name, but we have had an intern from KCK Public Schools in our office in the past. So that is something that we do and we will do on this project as well.
And if you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
what about scholarships?
Scholarships?
Yes, sir.
We do, it depends on what kind of scholarship it is, but we have sponsored things in the past. Oh, yeah, she graduated from Washington.
Kaylin?
Yes.
Thank you, Miguel. Yes. But yes, we have sponsored certain things in the past.
And-
I don't know
and-
if that answers your question, but we're open to those opportunities as well.
So regarding scholarships, Newkirk, Novak, McGowan Gordon, a lot of our business partners sponsor the golf tournament, and all of those are the scholarships that the foundation gives to our students. So if they have their own separate company scholarships, that's separate, but directly for our students, I actually was out there last week, and all of our construction partners, as well as our, I believe all of our architects, all had donated, sponsored, and had a team there. So that's how, when the foundation gives the scholarships at the end of the year, between $2,500 to $5,000, it's driven by those partnerships. I mean, them sponsoring the golf tournament, the breakfast, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to know, because given a lot, and we'd like to see something come back.
Absolutely.
You don't hear about it all the time, but people often ask, they're paying that kind of money out? Do they give anything? And it's nice to hear that.
Yeah, we
And-
do. We are part of this community as well, and we want to
Okay.
make sure
And
we're
I know
giving
you
back.
just were writing a check as I was speaking for 10,000 to help some more people.
I'll need to talk to Lynn Newkirk on that one.
Yeah, but before you go, do you have any, you said you have in the past, and I didn't quite understand, do you plan to do it in the future?
As far as internships go?
Correct, that's the initial
Oh,
question.
yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
so do you have some planned literature? Do you have, well, let me just point blank, how would the community know, excuse me, that you plan to do it in the future?
Well, I'll use an example. In another school district, they have an internship program, and those professors or teachers reached out to us and identified students that were interested in the construction industry or architecture, and we interviewed those students, and we ended up taking a couple of them on as interns throughout the high school. So we will work with Dr. Stubblefield and the administration to find out if there is a internship program within the district.
Yeah, and I would just say Dr. Danita Fernandez Flores and the Diploma Plus team are a great place to connect because they have a ton of students. They work with all of our students to try to find them placement for internships, fellowships, shadowing, anything that's a client-connected project. They do an amazing job. They do a college fair, they do a job fair, they set all that up. So if you don't know Dr. Fernandez Flores already, you definitely should. She's amazing. Her and her entire team do an
Lady who's
amazing
waiting in the
job. So we definitely have an avenue to get students who are interested in engineering, construction, all of those things that you all provide. And I'm sure you won't find a shortage of students to come hang out with y'all.
We will make sure we connect. Yeah,
And we
absolutely.
look forward to seeing you with some information come August, when it's first of school.
Sounds
So
good.
thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Additional questions? Hearing none. Ms. Downing?
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez.
Randy Lopez, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.
Robert Mylan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
And Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Thank you, board. I'm excited for a new Argentine middle school. It's going to be
Yes.
great. Thank you. Next, board, it's recommended the Kansas City, Kansas Board of Education approve the project details of the intent to perform rooftop unit HVAC replacement at West Wyandotte Library utilizing Vasquez Commercial Contracting under Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Contract in the amount of $753,719 in accordance with Board Policy DJED multi-state purchasing pools as submitted by Ms. Pellegrino, Executive Director of Libraries, and recommended by Dr. Stubblefield.
Don't put it back on your.
Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
I second.
Moved and seconded. Thank you. Questions or discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Downing.
Wanda Brownlee Page,
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark,
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez,
Randy, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.,
Robert Mylan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks,
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's,
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
and Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Thank you, Board. Next agenda item, Board, it's recommended the Kansas City, Kansas Board of Education accept the findings and recommendation of the Evaluation Committee and approve Parent Square as the provider of the district's all-in-one website and mass communication platform under RFQ 25-017 for a 5-year total contract value of $362,881.49 as submitted by Mr. Carell, Director of Purchasing, Dr. Salinas Willick, Assistant Superintendent Miguel Martin, Chief Operations Officer, and as recommended by Dr. Stubblefield.
So moved.
I second.
Moved and seconded. Questions or discussion?
We have a new evaluation system. I know we're signing for 5 years. What if it doesn't work and it's not going right? Because again, the goal is to get our bang for our buck. And if this doesn't work right, and I'm not saying it won't, but we're locked in for 5 years.
Mr. Carello, Chair, there's an out for both sides, but he can talk
Right.
about that.
Okay.
It's actually 1 year with 4 option years, and I probably should have written it that way.
Yeah,
We
okay.
generally sign our agreements just 1 year with option years to follow.
Okay, I appreciate that, because I thought you were the one who created the evaluation system.
Yeah.
And that, to make sure we utilize that, to make sure everything is working 100%. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Additional questions? I'm sorry, Ms. Strickland Egan's. Thank you.
When we have Parent Square, then we will no longer utilize any of the, and this might be for Dr. Stubblefield.
Right.
When we adopt Parent Square, we won't have the old available anymore.
Yeah, we will not have Final Sight and Bright Arrow anymore.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you. Additional questions?
I got one
Yes,
more,
Ms.
I'm
Brownlee
sorry.
Page.
Now, we're not using Bright Arrow. Are other districts using the other systems? Was it about cost that made us switch, or what's?
I think it was about performance and features. I
And-
think,
yeah.
we get more with Parent Square than
Okay.
with the other two.
And the other layer was, we were operating 2 systems, so as far as streamlining messages to parents and doing that component of it, Parent Square will be our communication and our website. So for the communications department, if they post something on the website, it'll automatically do the communication part, so you don't have that gap in getting the information out. So we were just trying to streamline it, and it's a better way for us to pull data and clean up data. Yeah. But they interviewed, I say they reviewed, it was tons of different companies, and it's a very, Mr. Carell and
There were
that team.
13,
13, and they
13
look at them,
proposals
right, and then interviewed the top 5. Yep.
Yes.
So.
Thank you.
And then just language integration, just, I know that's something
Yes,
that was looked at. I just want to make sure
It
that,
can do up to, and I'm speaking for Communications Department, but I saw in here that it
Yeah,
has the
it does.
possibility of 190 different languages.
Yes.
okay. So folks, parents will still receive communication in their preferred language as
Yes.
they've indicated.
Yes.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that folks heard that and knew that. Thank you. Additional questions? Ms. Downing?
Wanda Brownlee Page,
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark,
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez,
Randy, yes?
Robert Mylan Jr.,
Robert Mylan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks,
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's,
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
and Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Thank you, Board. Next agenda item, Board, it's recommended the Kansas City, Kansas Board of Education approve for the Operations Department with KCKPS Police Department to submit a Justice Assistant Grant application in the estimated amount of $35,000. The grant funding would support equipping our officers with automatic external defibrillators, AEDs, in their vehicles, and will improve our ability to respond to medical emergencies. Our officers are deployed throughout the district and are often on scene before EMS. Having immediate access to the AED and someone who is trained to use it can make the difference during cardiac emergency. This equipment strengthens our overall emergency response capability and helps better protect our students, staff, and community. Is there a motion to approve the grant submission?
I move that we approve the Justice Assistant Grant.
I second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or discussion on this item?
This is related and not related. Relationship is, do we have AEDs in every school building?
Yes.
And they are, how does the location, information about the location distributed?
So I know in all of our buildings, they're in the gymnasium or near that. Like here in this building, there's one out there. I can't say specifically, but I think in all of our buildings, and we can get that information, they are definitely in the gymnasiums. And then depending on the size of the school, they may be in some other points. Dr. Lucera's coming.
The reason I asked, I remember us passing legislation requiring it.
Yes.
I don't remember the information requirement of how the people know where they're located.
Yeah. So we have the CERT teams in each of the building, which is the crisis response team, and our health services are the ones who oversee the training in each of the building with our AEDs.
But we can get the location.
You want like a master list of all the locations?
Like
of
where
the,
they are.
I don't need to know, I just.
want to know how the information goes. Yeah, so
administrators
administrators are part of that training as well.
We've fulfilled that responsibility.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, and we submitted it. There were some components
Right.
around.
With
right.
the state.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Additional questions? Thank you. Hearing none. Ms. Downing?
Wanda Brownlee Page,
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark,
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez,
Randy Lopez, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.,
Mylan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks,
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's,
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
and Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Thank you, Board. Next, it's recommended the Kansas City, Kansas Board of Education approve the Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, between Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools, USD 500, and the Kansas State Department of Education for participation in the Kansas Youth Transition Network Project, a statewide initiative focused on strengthening transition and employment outcomes for youth with disabilities from October 1, 2023 through September 30th, 2028, submitted by Dr. Laurie and is recommended by Dr. Stubblefield.
I move that we accept the memorandum of understanding.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or discussion?
Question, I know what LEAs are. What are VRs and WFs?
Where are you saying that all?
On the MOU. And they stand for something, I just can't. They knew who they are, right?
Talking about the required partners?
Huh?
Under the required partners,
Okay.
there's a list at the very top.
Yeah, so the required partners is there, but were you said the WRs?
Yeah, I know who the LEAs, on the timeline or whatever, it has VRs and WFs.
On which page?
It would be page 4. I think I know, but I don't remember.
We can get that information. I would have to.
They know who they are.
Yes. They know who they are. And this is, honestly, is required by KSDE for us to have the MOUs around that. But we can get that information and include it in the end of the week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Additional questions? All right, Ms. Downing.
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez.
Randy Lopez, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.
Robert Mylan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
And Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Thank you, Board. All right, next on our agenda, we are at item 7, Board Policy. Mr. Goheen. Good evening.
Good evening. So we've got a couple policies that are, we got one policy that's back on the agenda for second read. That's policy JCDC, which is Student Personal Electronic Devices. This is the one that we have, is being adopted to deal with the statutory change regarding that. It was up for first read. There were no suggested changes to this policy, so it's back for second read tonight.
Any questions on the first policy, JCDC? Is there a motion to approve for second read?
So moved.
I second.
Moved and seconded. Questions or discussion? Ms. Downing.
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez.
Randy Lopez, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.
Robert Mylan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
And Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Mr. Lopez, I'm sorry. Can I-
Yes, I'm sorry, Ms. Clark.
I just want to call out, I've been watching the communication online, and I greatly appreciate the communication around like this. I don't know what more we can do. I've also been reading the comments. Parents are still confused. They think it's something that has to do with the district. So just as much as we can do and as blatantly as we can do it to make sure parents understand what avenues they have, that's my ask. I know this is a must. I support it. So that's just my ask.
Yeah, and we're also aware, so as building principals come back, and when, like in FA days and before that, we'll continue to communicate and continue to push out information about how the cell phones will be collected, and we'll continue to lead with, this is the law, and we don't have any, it's not for something that we can decide to do or not to do, but if there are, we've gotten some parents who reached out to us, and we'll leverage our building principals. There are exemptions within the law because there were some parents around that, and so the schools will communicate out what those exemptions are as well. And they're outlined in the policy, but we'll continue to communicate what, and try to address it as much as possible.
Do they have to sign any sort of document if they're saying they don't want to be included? I don't know where they're exempting, but do they have to sign or validate?
The exemptions are for health, like if you've had a health plan, or if it's something in your IEP or 504 plan or other like legal document, that's what drives it. A parent just can't say, I don't want my child to participate because it's the law. They actually have to get the documentation. In a lot of ways, we, like, if it's a health reason, we probably already know, and if we don't know, the parents just need to work with the health, the nurse, or the health service provider at their school. If it's related to 504 IEP, the case manager, along with the parent, will work with the administration to make sure they're aware of it.
Thank you. Additional questions? Okay. Next policy, Mr. Goheen.
Next policy we have is a first read, and this is for the social media policy. Somewhat similarly, part of the intent of this is to address some of the legislative issues, but also to have a more robust policy regarding social media for the district, a more express policy. So this is up for first read.
Questions on this policy, or is there a motion to approve for first read?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions, discussion? Dr. Stubblefield?
I'll just go ahead and share. We have begun communicating to specifically our coaches and sponsors, especially those who are interacting with students during the summer program, And it is a shift, so if coaches or sponsors reach out to you, if you can redirect them to Mr. Simmons or their athletic directors, it's a shift for them if they have like a group chat or a app that is not what is the ADs are saying is our district one that we're using. In a future board meeting, we have to come back to the board to say, this is our official two-way communication, and we are hoping to come back, honestly, at the June 29th meeting because it goes into effect July 1st. We have a plan in place, but we'll have to onboard all of our staff around our official two-way communication. And I'm not saying it's permanent, but until we level set, we do want to make sure that we don't put any of our staff members in the position to potentially break the law, which part of it is they cannot communicate with students in Kansas on social media platforms outside of the district adopted one. So July 1st, we will turn off our comments because if we post something on our district official pages, because if we post something and it could be like, congratulations to the Sumner debate team, and if one of our staff members say something, then the student says something, then they said something, they in turn have broken the law. And so until we have time to level set and do that, we will turn off our comments until our staff gets back, and at some point, if it is desired, we'll turn our comments back on, but we'll also advertise ways for people to communicate with us through our district-initiated communications. We just don't want to put any of our staff members in a place to break the law on our sites, but we'll remind them all that there is a new law, and we're all working to understand it and what it means for everyone.
Mr. Mylan.
I'd just like to commend the breakdown on the subtopics, the employee use, public interaction, and records retention and security. You place emphasis on that. I think that's commendable because it subtopic put a grasp on the eyesight and the understanding. So I just like, just comment, I like the breakdown of that. And the language that is used, it's really good in employee use.
Great, thank you, Mr. Mylan.
Yeah.
Any additional questions or feedback? And this is just first read. Ms. Downing.
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez.
Randy, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.
Robert Mylan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
And Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Thank you, Board. Next agenda item policy is our 2026-27 Student Code of Conduct. Mr. Goheen, anything you want to share here? Dr. Stubblefield, this is for first read, I believe.
Yes, this is for first read, and I think it's the code of conduct, and is it the handbook as well?
Yes.
Yes.
So both of these have got to be approved before the start of the school year and really before we get administrators back. They reflect changes that have been made since last year, and they're here for first read. So read through them, see if you guys see any changes or corrections that were missed, but we have to get them adopted.
Is there a motion to approve for first read?
So moved.
Moved. Is there a second?
I second.
Moved and seconded. Thank you. Any discussion? I'll just say, Board, take a look at it if you haven't had a chance to review the documents. If there's anything that you think is worth noting that needs to be changed or updated, please send those to Dr. Stubblefield, and we'll make sure to bring that back at a future read. Hearing none, Ms. Downing.
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Wanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez.
Randy Lopez, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.
Robert Mylan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
And Dr. Nguyen.
Nguyen, yes.
Thank you, Board. Next agenda item, Board, communications. We will hear from our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Stubblefield.
Good evening, everyone. I just have a few, I need to pull it up, sorry. Items that I would like to share. First, I had the pleasure of starting my day today at Colby Bruce, where we're hosting our middle school summer school. And during that visit, I got a chance to see the Alvin Ailey dancers. Well, they're not the dance. Our kids are the dancers, but I got to see the kids in a variety of settings with our partnership with Alvin Ailey, from arts to leadership and communication, as well as dance. They will have their final performance on July 7th at Colby Bruce at 7 p.m. The students are working really hard. Honestly, they look really good already. So if you're not doing anything, please mark your calendars to go see them perform. But I also got a chance to be in one of the classes where our partners with KU Gear Up, they have the students in there were working on teams, and they were doing coding, and they all had these little robots. And I'm just sharing this because they've done this in a very short time over summer school. And they were in different teams, but the focus really was about coding, math, problem solving, but also about teamwork and collaboration. And some of the teams, their little cars were going around the track perfectly. Some of the teams, they didn't finish it. But all of them had to be reflective on why the outcomes happen, and they just was sharing that with them, with one another. But it just was encouraging to see, like, even the ones who didn't complete the car, they knew and understood why and what they could do differently, and that's such a huge life lesson. So it was a good way to start the day. For me, we did have several students from Wyandotte High School who just returned from a trip in Japan. And thanks to the foundation, and there was some other sponsors who worked with the the sponsor who took those students, and we hopefully will hear something back from them about their experiences in a future board meeting. I think that's all. We will close tomorrow. I never found my announcement, so I'm going off the top of my head. We will close tomorrow that's Thursday, sorry, we will close Thursday at 1 p.m. We learned some lessons last week during the World Cup when it was held during the week, because it's a 6 p.m. game. In the Netherlands, other cities have shared information. So in order to allow our staff not to spend hours in traffic for a 6 p.m. game, the office will be closed to the public at 1 o'clock on Thursday. And the campuses too, where the summer school people are.
Thank you, Dr. Stubblefield. Just a couple of things. I do want to give a shout out to the Foundation of Excellence, who had their golf tournament earlier this month. I unfortunately could not be there, but I heard it was an amazing time, and they did a great job. Lots of holes in one, I think, but more importantly, the relationships that were built with supporters of KCKPS and the foundation. And as Dr. Stubblefield alluded to earlier, or stated earlier, a lot of those folks like Newkirk, Novak, McCown, Gordon, and other partners who give directly to the foundation, all of those dollars go directly to support our students, whether it's through scholarship, in the classroom for programs, or other avenues. Just really grateful for the partnership of the foundation, the leadership and staff of the foundation, and the great work that you do to continue to build those relationships in the community. So great job. I know golf tournaments are a lot of work, so great job to you and your team for putting that together. A reminder that this Thursday is the second of 3 community workshops planned for the Parker Revitalization Project. So if anyone is interested to attend, that is this Thursday at 6 o'clock, thank you. And I'm trying to find exactly where it's being held.
West Park.
At West Park. Thank you so much. So if you haven't had a chance, this is the second of 3rd workshops, so please attend. That's this Thursday at 6 p.m. Hope to see you there, Dr. Stubblefield.
The main library is the 30th. Yeah,
The 30th. Thank you very much. At 6 o'clock as well?
at the main library.
At the main library, so that's on the 30th. So you have a couple more opportunities this Thursday, 6 o'clock at West Park, and then the 30th, which is next Tuesday, at the main library at 6 p.m. Also, I think that may be it for me today. Board, just a reminder that we do have our retreat on Monday. That should be on your calendar. So we'll see you on Monday afternoon. An agenda will be circulated. You should have seen agenda items already that I sent out to you also.
Is that at MVP?
I believe Mr. Goheen is hosting us on Monday.
MVP?
I think that's correct.
I think that is correct. We'll make sure.
We'll make sure the doors will
We'll
be
send
open.
that information for everybody. So that's Monday. And again, just hope to all of our staff and families, I hope that you all are having an excellent start to your summer. There's lots of activities going on, fun, great stuff happening, but also just a reminder for everyone to be safe over the summer. Again, as we've seen some violence in our community continue to poke its head up, I just want to remind us all that we should be safe. And if you see something, say something. And, violence is just taken too many lives in our community, and we need to be better. So just want to wish everybody a great summer, and I'm excited to see you all next school year, but you got some time off. So with that, I'll open up for any other board members who want to share anything.
I just enjoyed us being together at the Juneteenth parade. Just another way we are exercising our celebration of diversity in our community and in our district, and we have fun riding on the bus. We ate too much candy. It was so good to just get out and talk to people in the community. But when the parade started, it did start raining. Raining and raining and raining. And what I learned from that is we are just very courageous. Nobody went home because it was raining. Even the spectators in the community stayed out in the rain. So it was a great time to be together. And then also, I attended the Juneteenth celebration at Kansas City, Kansas Community College, which featured a lot of our Wyandotte County successes. Even Mayor Watson received an award, and Superintendent Jennifer Collier, and then Jeremiah McClooney, who is a product of Wyandotte County, also hosted the Juneteenth celebration. So I just celebrate the work that we're doing in the community and am grateful to be a part of it.
All right.
Thank you. Ms. Clark.
In the spirit of Juneteenth, I did miss the parade, but I was able to be there for the afternoon, and so the community continued to celebrate, and I want to thank everyone for that. I also want to call out, and this person was not an employee of the district, but a huge supporter of our district, and so I do want to call out Miss Marilyn Taylor, passed away this week. Her services will be this Saturday, and the reason I'm calling Miss Taylor out is she had 9 children that graduated through this district. Her family continues to still support this district. They have a local business in this district. Many times there have been election signs at that business, and so I just want to call out thank you to that family and deepest sympathies to the Taylor family.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm sorry, because that was on my list too. We also lost another champion for Wyandotte County, and that's Patricia Carruthers. You know that the school is named after her dad, but she did pass away, and she was definitely a proud supporter of Wyandotte County, and especially our school district and the junior college. So keep her family in your prayers. Right. And the other thing I wanted to say just publicly is during the parade, we had so many people that are running for office, and so we need to do our due diligence and make sure when we vote, and I said when we vote, that we are making an informed decision when we vote. So we need to make sure everyone is going to the rallies and the campaign speeches and listening so that when we vote, we make an informed vote.
I think that's very important. Thank you, Ms. Strickland-Egan's, for sharing.
I would like to thank the community members and the staff people who have shared with us condolences on the loss of my father-in-law. We also lost his wife's mother the same day. And Patricia Carruthers is also a member of our family. So I would like to thank the people for the condolences they sent, the time that they spent to share with us their memories of all of those family members, and we appreciate it, and thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Penn Hicks.
Also went to the Juneteenth, had to survive Mrs. Strickland Egan's happy attitude, but still, the rain, when it came, and people pulled out their umbrellas. Others ran, but they pulled out their umbrellas. I used to, again, condolences to the Carruthers family. I worked with Dr. Carruthers many years, and she's one reason that the Kansas City, Missouri schools stopped going to the science fairs, because Sumner kept winning them every year.
That's the truth.
Thank you, Dr. Nguyen. Just a couple other quick ones that I had forgotten. Again, just want to, the back to school fair, I know we're in summer, but is Saturday, August 1st, 2026. Thank you to the foundation for helping to organize that, and to all of our community partners. If you want to be a vendor, please reach out to the foundation because they are organizing that as we speak. Again, that is Saturday, August 1st, 2026 from 8 to 1 at Homefield. So please contact the foundation if you want to be a vendor, a sponsor, or if you want to participate as a volunteer. I also, with the foundation, they do have open their Reasons to Believe alumni nominations. So if you know an alumnus of KCKPS who you would like to nominate, please go to their website and you can find the form to fill out. It's a great way to honor past students and folks who have really contributed to our community, to our district, in a way to say thank you to them and honor them. You see all the flags on the posts as you drive into the district building. So it's just a great way to say thank you. So if you know of anyone that you would like to nominate, nominations are open now. And then lastly, I did just want to give a shout out. I don't think she mentioned it yet. Dr. Stubblefield was recently honored as an, and I'm going to totally butcher the name and the honor that you received, but it's Equity Women and Equity. Can you please help me out here, Dr. Stubblefield?
It was by the When Women Lead conference, and it was Equity Warrior, and I was nominated by other superintendents.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Dr. Stubblefield. True equity warrior here at our district. Dr. Stubblefield.
So I don't want to, I do want to say that the students at Wyandotte and their families went to Japan. So thank you to those sponsors who made that possible for the students and the families. There were, I don't know exactly how many, but we'll hear back from them. But the Kansas City, Kansas School Foundation of Excellence, Azura Amphitheater, the Kansas City Renaissance Festival, World of Fun, Homefield KC, and Traveling with V's were the sponsors that made that possible for those students to get that experience. And for some of them, it was like the first time they flew or left, and I can't imagine that being the first time I go. But also, last thing, we're proud to announce that Lowell Bruni and Hazel Grove Elementary Schools have received a $5,000 grant from the Laura Bush Foundation for America's Libraries. The schools will use the funding to update and diversify their book collections, helping to ensure students have access to engaging, high-quality reading materials. And this year, the foundation awarded more than $1 million in grants to support schools, so we're happy that 2 of our schools got to be a part of that.
Good.
That's awesome. Thank you, Dr. Stubblefield.
Mr. Lopez.
Yes, Ms. Brennan.
The academic committee, we had an opportunity on the 11th of June to visit the Welcome Center, and want to thank Mr. Octavio and his staff. They showed us the center, Kids Zone, explained what they did and what they offer, as well as McKinney-Vento. And they are all real knowledgeable, and the people that came really appreciated, and hopefully we're trying to get more parents to go to the center. It's sad, they walked by it and said, well, what center? And they should know where it is and know what it has to offer, and there's a lot that can help them. So just challenge anyone to come up, and I think they'll be more than happy to work with you, to share with you what the center has to offer. And there are things that they can utilize and can help. Even there were grandparents who came who said, I don't have any kids, but I help children. And it's just good to know that this exists. and they're going to share with people in their communities. So just want to thank them for being so kind and sharing their information.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ms. Brownlee Page. Okay, with that, Board, I would entertain a motion to recess to executive session for consultation with the attorney on matters which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship under the Kansas Open Meetings Act for 15 minutes, starting at 7:55, to include Mr. Goheen, Dr. Stubblefield, Dr. Jones. I think that's it. We'll say 7:56, just to give us a couple of minutes to get there. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved.
I second.
Moved and seconded. Ms. Downing?
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez.
Randy, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.
Robert Mylan Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
And Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Thank you. Clark. Is there a second? Seconded by Ms. Strickland Egan's. Thank you. Oh, it was seconded by Ms. Pam. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Ms. Penn Hicks. All right, Ms. Downing.
Okay. Wanda Brownlee Page. Yolanda Clark. Randy Lopez.
Randy Lopez, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.
Robert Mallon Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
Dr. Nguyen.
Dr. Nguyen, yes.
Thank you. Is there a motion to recess to executive session for consultation with the attorney on matters which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship under the Kansas Open Meetings Act for 12 minutes, starting at 8:23, to include Dr. Stubblefield, Mr. Goheen, and Dr. Jones? Moved by Mr. Mylan, seconded by Ms. Strickland Egan's. Ms. Downing.
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez.
Randy, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.
Mallon Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
Dr. Nguyen.
Thank you. Motion to return to open session, please. Moved by Ms. Penn Hicks. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Clark. Thank you. Ms. Downing.
Wanda Brownlee Page.
Wanda Brownlee Page, yes.
Yolanda Clark.
Yolanda Clark, yes.
Randy Lopez.
Randy Lopez, yes.
Robert Mylan Jr.
Robert Mallon Jr., yes.
Pamela Penn Hicks.
Pamela Penn Hicks, yes.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's.
Joycelyn Strickland Egan's, yes.
Dr. Nguyen.
Thank you. Before we go, board, and I didn't realize that tonight would be the last board meeting, but otherwise I would have mentioned it sooner. Dom DeRosa is here with us still. Tonight is his final meeting as president of the KNEA for Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools. And he's been president for how long, Dom? For 6 years. Done an amazing job for the union. We wanted to say thank you to Dom. Congratulations. Thank you for your years of service. You're not going anywhere. You're still going to be in KCKPS. You'll be back in the classroom, but you've done a great job advocating for and working with the union and the school board and the district as a whole. So we just wanted to say congratulations to you. Best of luck in the next school year in your new role. And we're glad you're sticking around, but we thank you for your commitment and your dedication for our district, our students, and doing what's right and best for all of our kiddos. And I've really appreciated the friendship that you and I have been able to cultivate over the last 6 years. So thank you to Dom. Let's give Dom congratulations. And I'm sure we'll still see you at board meetings, so again, congratulations.
Okay.
All right, well, with that, board, thank you so much for your work tonight. Have a great evening. This meeting is adjourned.